Hello, beautiful people. So excited you're here again. And this is going to be a much more fun topic today. Day 9 in our Valentine's 14 days together of love. So today our topic or our question is, how does God pursue us? What about the pursuit of love? So I have kind of a fun story for y'all. When I first met Danny, we didn't live in the same state. And so, it started out with a Facebook, friend request actually. And which I was like, oh, he's Pam Garner's brother, totally safe. Nothing can happen there. And then that turned into some messaging. And then that moved to some texting. And then eventually some phone calls, like hours on the phone. And then we had our first date. He drove 5 hours each way on a Sunday after he'd already run the cameras at church. And y'all, it was a total disaster. I cried the whole time he was there. Because honestly, I just wasn't sure if I was healthy and whole enough, if I was ready to try again, if I was ready to open my heart up. And not just for my sake, but I also didn't want to hurt anybody else. I wanted to make sure I was healthy and whole enough to for that other person, to take a risk. And so at the end of the day, I was like, Danny, I just think I'm not ready. It's not right. It's not the right time. I think we're just supposed to be friends. And he was like, really? And so we talked a little more and decided we'd pray about it for 48 hours. So we wouldn't talk, we wouldn't text, no communication between us for 48 hours. And then at the end of that time, we would talk on the phone again and see what we each thought maybe the Lord, had revealed to each of us. So that's what we did. And there's some other funny stories with that we can share at a later date. If you'd like to hear. But at the end of those 48 hours, he called me and he's like, what do you think? What do you think Papa God was telling you? And I said, well, I think we're just supposed to be friends. I think that I just need to invest some more time getting healthy and whole. And I just think I'm not quite ready. I think it's not time for us. But we can be friends. I'd love to be your best friend. And I said, so what do you think Papa God told you in these 48 hours? And he said, totally confidently, he said, Papa said to me that I am to be in white hot pursuit of your heart. And I was like, really? Are you sure? Are we talking to the same person? And he was like, yes. And I kind of paused for a moment and I was like, well, I don't think I've ever really had anybody in white hot pursuit of my heart. It sounds kind of fun. So I think I might be open to the experience. And he kind of laughed and he continued then to pursue me across state lines, across phone lines, and just woo my heart in ways that I had never experienced before. So why do we bring that up? Well, I believe that Papa God also is in pursuit of your heart, of my heart. And so I believe that just like Danny with me, he wants to know what your dreams are, what your hurts are, what your hopes are. He wants to be close to you. He created you, in fact, to be close to you. As a little girl, I grew up Presbyterian and I learned catechism. And the only one I remember is, what is the chief end of man? And the answer was to glorify God and to enjoy him forever. To enjoy God. That's one of the reasons that God pursues us, is he wants us just to enjoy each other. Just like Danny and I enjoying each other in our relationship. And so what if this day, what if we looked for ways, each of us, that God made it personal? His white hot pursuit of your heart. What if we asked him today to show us the ways that we can see that he is seeing us, those personal ways that he is in white hot pursuit of letting you know that you're so fully loved and fully known and that he's fully devoted to you. So our verse is really Psalms 139, 7 through 10. It's all about the fact that his pursuit is ongoing and unending. So check out those verses and just remind yourself we have this great loving God, and he always has our best at heart. And his deepest desire is to have a deep and meaningful relationship with each of us, enjoying us forever. I can't wait to read your comments. Thanks for tuning in today. Sending you all the love.